we're back. We're back in our downgraded studio. V&V was an incredibly expensive guest.
Yes, he was. We ran out of budget, so it's just me and Emilio this time around for another episode of the podcast. Welcome back.
Cue that intro.
Hey, I'm Emilio.
Hey, I'm Rian.
And welcome to the Terminally Online Pen Pals podcast.
We're two friends that have only ever met through the internet.
Join us as we talk about our lives in this epic show.
And the show starts now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Terminally Online Pen Pals podcast.
Welcome back, guys, to the only show where we record about 20 minutes worth of footage and we can't use any of it because Emilio is unfortunately a terrible tech expert. But here we are back once again.
Awesome. I can't be producer, showrunner, talent, editor of the show, social media manager.
Talent, I don't know about that front, buddy. I think the talent's very subjective, and I don't think it exists for you. We're taking that plaque off your door now.
Anyways, guys, we recorded a very epic 20-minute podcast of just me talking, and after 20 minutes, realizing that I hadn't recorded.
And then Emilio realizes partway through, oh, hey, wait a second. Why is the timer still going on? Oh, wait a second. It's only my audio. So we ended up getting none of mine.
Which I don't really see the problem with just an episode without Ryan, but
I think you're missing the best part of the episode is why you guys listen to these in the first place. So I guess this is the reason why we're redoing it now.
Anyways, guys, we're just gonna try and retackle the points we had,
which we can successfully do.
Yeah, we had just talked about Ryan's week, and it was some pretty interesting shit. So we're gonna try and recreate that magic through the power of friendship and our goldfish memories. So
yes,
and it's also a super special episode. For no reason other than you guys don't just get to hear about 1 week, you guys get to hear about 2 freaking weeks. So Ryan, these last 14 days, what have you been up to?
I feel like I'm experiencing deja vu for some reason saying all this.
Actually, but, I forgot to tell you, it's actually Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
This is your second respawn.
Okay. Well, I guess I get a second chance then to recap the 2 weeks.
Hell
awesome.
Yeah. I didn't really like the other recording. It exists.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's just Emilio's point, none of mine. So, but anywho, so guys, for these past 2 weeks, to kind of make this brief, so we can jump into the meat of this episode, which we did discover, failed recording or otherwise. These past 2 weeks, my teaching job has picked up a lot more. I've started teaching my pre-GED class, which covers a wide variety of subjects from math, reading, writing, that kind of thing, in order to help inmates. Yes, I work in a prison, if we didn't make that clear, to get their GEDs, which I really enjoy the job, very passionate about teaching, and I've been doing a lot more of that the past 2 weeks with my training effectively done. We're recording the episode a little bit later this time around as well at 9:30 at night. Or sorry, it's 10 o'clock now because of our failed bungled recording. Thanks, Emilio. But we ended up...
it's late. I needed my sleep, and because someone got here late...
the reason for that is because of the house update for this episode. So to keep this one brief, guys, we've been working on a lot of things in the house. We were sanding a ceiling. We were putting some mud. It's a form of like concrete covering that you put on old ceiling tiles, patching that into the holes in the roof, and getting that ready for winter because winter in my area is really bad. The snowstorms and the ice are horrible. And on top of all of that, we still have a lot of dust and stuff to clean up that came down. But we were doing a lot of stuff that Yes. The house is making some good progress. It's working out really well. That's what I've mainly been up to with my job, picking up as well as fixing up the house. And I have an announcement to make. I am going to Japan next summer.
What?
I
That's
know it's
incredible
shocking.
news.
It's almost as if you didn't hear about this earlier by some chance. I mean,
No,
that's crazy.
I didn't. I didn't. That recording doesn't exist. It's
Very,
actually 6 p.m.
yeah.
where I am. It's just,
Oh,
it's dark
wow.
out because it's winter.
Dude, you have like Jesse's time. There's no chance that's feasible. But yes, first time or
Jesse's our
not, I am
friend from New
planning.
Zealand, by the way.
For those of you who didn't know, Nuclear Demon. Shout out to you, Jesse, for watching. But yeah, it's one of those big things where I've never really gone out of the country before. When I was younger, I think back in middle, I did in like 7th or 8th grade. I went to the Bahamas on a cruise line. It's very beautiful in the Bahamas. If none of you have ever gone, I would definitely recommend it. Beautiful beaches, clear water. It's great. But I've never really been out of the country ever since. But an opportunity came up with a family member of mine to go on this trip next July. 2025 is when it would be. It's a guided tour that would take you through different parts of Japan. We'd be covering a wide variety of areas, like Tokyo, for instance, visiting a number of districts down there, like Shinjuku, for instance. We'd be visiting the base of Mount Fuji, which is a very popular. It's one of the most notorious mountains / volcanoes in the world. Trying out the local cuisine and whatnot. I'm looking forward to actually trying some authentic Japanese food compared to what I've tried locally, which isn't as good. As well as just being able to go to these old historical battle sites, like from samurai culture, I'm very intrigued by. I spent years researching it, and I'm looking forward to the trip. And there's a lot of really good discussion you can have with it, because Emilio has actually been to Japan in the past, which, again, I've never heard about, not even once.
That's news to me. Wait, all the memories are coming back from me from the other timeline. Oh.
No, this really is Groundhog Day. Wow. Bill Murray would be proud of us.
Anyways, yes, everybody, I have been to Japan.
What?
Yes.
You've been to Japan?
People on this show don't know it. Like, I think,
how many years of friendship? I never knew that.
I think people here on this podcast, because in the other podcast,
they have no clue.
But people on this podcast probably see me as the guy that always talks about going to South America rather than going to Japan.
Not the guy going to Japan. Or having been to Japan.
Hell yeah.
Emilio was just giving me some expert advice since he did go to Japan about not going in the summer, which again is awesome to hear like 7 or 8 months before I actually go. So thank you for the vote of confidence.
You don't have your plane tickets, right? Like, you don't have anything booked, right?
No, but the trick with ordering from foreign countries, like tickets when you're going out of the country, like to Japan or any country for that matter, say outside the U.S. or Mexico where we're from, you want to order those tickets a month ahead of time. This is like a travel tip for you guys. 6 months in advance, because you save a good amount of money. Because plane tickets to Japan, Amelia revealed to me years ago, they're about $1,000 roughly. Yeah. It's a 16-hour flight from where I'm at for 3 different airplanes that I'm going to have to be on, because I'm heading out west from the East Coast. And the tickets, if I order them ahead of time, I shave off like $300-400, which that's a good amount of money to save.
Yes, sir.
So travel tip, order your tickets several months in advance if you are going out of the country.
Yes,
you will save money.
That is traveling 101, everybody.
Yes, by the way, we didn't mention this yet, but with the money that you guys save from your plane tickets, you can donate to that on Ko-fi. Yeah, you can donate that saved money to us on Ko-fi.
We're not even 10 minutes in. Holy crap.
I know, right? Yeah. We didn't even mention that yet, but it's a travel tip and a donation in one.
Conclusion, donate to the Ko-fi. And that's it. That's the episode. Thank you so much.
There you go. But yeah, that's one of the coolest things to really talk about, because Emilio has experience going to Japan. I've experienced with researching it and things for my trip and that kind of thing. And one of the biggest things that we were talking about before was the difference in. We've mentioned this before in past episodes of the podcast, like cultural differences, like with college in that episode between Mexico and the United States. When you compare other countries like Japan, like cuisine or food-wise, to how it's like nationalized, or in my country, Americanized is the term I've heard.
Regionalized.
Where they take,
I think that's
regionalized. Regionalized is like the global version, but in the U.S., people I've always heard say Americanized, which it's kind of, I agree, regionalized is a better term because they make it everywhere, guys.
Also,
it's
like,
not just
America
in one country.
is a huge country, so I think
That could be like any of the 50 states.
Obviously, Japanese food in Nebraska isn't the same food as Japanese food in Florida. So,
to any Nebraskans watching this or Floridians, sorry.
We didn't mean it as a diss. We just said it was different.
No, not at all. Your country is awesome. I've never been to Nebraska, though.
The country of Nebraska.
So, exactly. We salute you. But it is a really cool difference. Amelia pointed this out in our early recording where
the alternate timeline.
In the alternate timeline, in this country of origin, a lot of this cuisine is a lot better because they use local ingredients. That's traditional food that they're used to making. They have the old school recipes from passed down through generations of families. They're used to making it. It's like a daily dish form in some cases. And I've tried at a local Japanese restaurant and cross-compared restaurants to kind of get an idea on what local cuisine is like when it's brought over from other countries and what the actual dish tastes like. And I even told Amelia I did that at 2 local Mexican restaurants. One place that imports ingredients from Mexico, the family came from Mexico, and they make traditional family recipes compared to fucking Taco Bell or a knockoff Mexican restaurant like that.
Chipotle.
You can tell the difference right away. And I genuinely like the authentic route. It's more fascinating to learn about, and it's far better for the actual cooking. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, if you do end up going to Japan, it's gonna blow your mind just because it's not. Even if the restaurateur says, "No, yeah, hell yeah, this is authentic. I imported from Japan." It's still gonna be way better because it's never frozen before. So a lot of that original flavor is going to stay. So,
but I mean, it just goes to show, though, that no matter where you go, you can try different types of food and cuisine, and that's something really cool to examine from like a cultural perspective. So that's just one thing I find very fascinating. And I mean, there's a lot of things that carry over from other countries too. Like again, Emilio's described a lot of that stuff in the past when he went, and apparently not going in the summer is a big thing.
That's a bit.
On top of that,
guys,
because of the humidity, which I did not expect for Japan's climate.
It's the humidity in Japan is horrible. Like, I loved going, but if I could change one thing, is if I had gone in the fall or in the winter. I've heard it's very cold, and I also hate the cold. So I think if I ever return, I would go in the fall.
There's no pleasing you. You can't have it too hot. You can't have it too cold. I mean,
I need it just right. Anyways, guys, it's the Goldilocks tourism I'm promoting right now. But yeah, Japan. I think you're gonna like it. So anybody that's like a huge anime fan, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's nothing like that.
It's nothing like that's something else too that I'm going to be transparent here. One of the biggest things I want to check out while I'm in Japan, I don't know if you came across
Pokemon Center.
Actually, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I do want to check out a Pokemon Center while I'm there.
I didn't go there, but hell yeah.
I thought about checking out the Pokemon Cafe because apparently that's cool. Not just because I like the series or the franchise, but also because it's apparently a pretty popular destination in Japan. It's just iconic, period. It has some good food there. It's creative in the design. The problem with getting into the Pokemon Cafe, it is booked years back.
You should probably
it is impossible for me to visit. Yeah. It's impossible for me to even go there on the actual trip, and that's 7 months away. So I'm settling for the Pokemon Center. But the problem is you have to reserve that, but it's not as booked as the cafe.
Yeah,
but I do want to check that
out. Like a big ass store. I didn't go to the Pokemon Center because I didn't go. I did visit Tokyo, but I was there for like 2 hours. I went to Hiroshima, and there, like, the big video game attraction is Sega Land or some shit. Just a big, big store with Sega stuff.
Yeah, that's the big thing about Japan too. A lot of these big name. I think it's Sega.
It was Sega, or was it Capcom? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a video game guy.
I don't think it really matters either way because
Minecraft and Pokemon.
Amelia looks like that Minecraft kid that Actually, no, you don't look like the Minecraft kid. You look like that Pokemon Go kid, the guy who's saying Pokemon Go every
is it just
day.
because of the buzz cut?
Yeah, yeah, that's the reason why it's only the hair.
I play Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go every day. Oh, that's an old.
R.I.P.
Don't
Misha.
listen to that.
Well, I don't know if he's dead, but
I don't think he's dead. I just don't think he makes content anymore. It's a really shit video, by the way. But I'm sure the guy's fine, but the song's horrible. But anyway, the biggest thing about it for Japan as a country is home to a lot of these famous companies, not just like video games or anime, but a lot of name brand. Yeah, it's home to a lot of like cultural practices, companies, and that's one of the reasons why I want to go visit Japan too, because I can see the origin of a lot of these places, the companies, the traditional styles of things I see in like other countries. Like here, I get to see these things in their homeland, so to speak, because Japan has a really fascinating history.
The castles are really pretty.
Yeah, from what I've seen, they look really good. From like I can't even think of what it's. I can't even think what the medieval era is called that they had in Japan, like the 1500s, 1600s.
It's the feudal period.
Feudal period, yeah. I've done a lot of research in Japan over the years, including the civil war that they had, like between the modernization of Great Britain when they started coming to Japan back in like the 1800s, and then the clash of the samurai culture between the two. Unfortunately, ultimately, the samurai culture was wiped out. And that's when Japan became more modernized, but Japan is home to a lot of cool things.
There's a lot of history there. I mean, since I went to Hiroshima, it's a rebuilt city because of the tragedy that was a bombing. It was mainly like history of sort of the World War II period and the Reconstruction, but Japan has a lot to offer. And it's really well connected, so you can visit plenty cities, but also Tokyo is fucking huge. So
yeah,
you
dude,
can just visit that one and pretty much have enough.
If there's one example you can see, look at freaking Persona 5. If you know that game completely is set in Tokyo, and the developers Atlas, who are also based in Japan, modeled every district in Tokyo in that game. That's a long ass game for like 100+ hours, and it covers so much of fucking Tokyo. That overwhelmed me when I was seeing all this footage. I'm like, if this is what the real life Tokyo is like, I could just spend the whole trip there for a week.
Yeah. Or you're just going for a week?
It's just for a week. Well, it's a guided tour, what I'm going on, so it's kind of preset. There is a free day at the very end, so you can go wherever you want, but if you don't miss your flight if you go on one of these types of trips, because otherwise you're kind of stuck in Japan unless you reschedule something else.
I also went on a tour, and I kind of would have liked doing it alone, because I did have like free periods where I could just ride my bike through the Japanese countryside. But there was like definitely some moments where I was like, I really didn't. For example, I went to the Mazda factory. And I thought...
Oh, you mean like the car manufacturing company. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really not interesting to me.
I mean, wow, this is... I don't want to say it's boring, guys, but I don't want to see that.
Even the guy... Not doing the tour of the factory, but the guy that was our guide throughout that week, he told me like, I don't care about this either, but it's in the program.
No. It's just part of the itinerary, I mean, do I want to see it? No, but I want to get to the ice cream shop at the end of the tour that they're taking us to.
Yeah, but,
or whatever it might be.
If I do return to Japan, I think I would not go on a tour. But it's... The thing that the tour facilitates, especially in Japan, is that there's someone that speaks the language, and that's definitely helpful. If you don't speak it.
Yeah, it's fair
especially
enough.
Such an isolated language like Japanese.
Yeah, because I don't speak a lick of Japanese. The only two languages I know are the long dead Bostonese,
R.I.P.
which is a very good reference. Yeah, and English, which I sometimes barely know, and that's ironic because I'm a teacher. So
well, you're a math teacher now, so
No, I'm not specifically a math teacher. I'm just currently a math teacher. I'll be teaching other subjects. I'm a wide variety of subjects.
Hell yeah.
But no, I actually have like I told Amelia before, I actually have a family member who is learning both Japanese and Spanish at the same time, and she's fairly fluent in Spanish. She's been studying that for years, and she just started Japanese last year.
Japanese is really hard, especially if you're Spanish speaker.
She's reading the kanji and everything very well, though. Honestly, right now, so she's making good progress. But through seeing her,
go ahead.
I would say seeing her study it, I've noticed how I don't want to say complicated the learning Japanese is, because it's very possible if you put in the time and effort, but there's a lot more to learning the symbols and the words than, say, Spanish.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal, guys. I studied Japanese for 4 years, and I stopped for like a year, and I've just started to retake it. And it's really hard because there's, at least where I live, there's not a lot of exposure to Japanese media other than anime and J-pop. And I'm not like a big anime guy, so I've started to watch a lot more anime as well, just so I can get my ears accustomed to Japanese again. And I'm struggling a lot with that. I think the problem with Japanese is that it doesn't have any like sister languages, right? Like, for example, English has German, or German has Dutch, Spanish has French, Portuguese, Italian. But in the case of Japanese, there's no language like it.
They can really compare it to.
Yeah, like it shares some elements of Chinese, like with the writing, and certain words are like Japanized. I think that's a word from Chinese. But they're nothing like the original Chinese word, or maybe that word is no longer used in Chinese. So the what I personally struggle a lot with was the vocab, definitely, because like the grammar isn't that hard. In fact, Japanese doesn't have like a future tense, for example. I think like the CIA did a study where they figured out which were like the most complicated languages if you were an English speaker.
That's an interesting study, actually. I never knew about that.
And the hardest one they identified was Polish, and Japanese was up there amongst like the hardest ones.
Right. That's kind of what I've heard, actually, because I've actually looked at statistics in the past for like the most spoken languages in the world. I mean, surprise, surprise, if the language that's spoken the most, if we're talking, that is, I believe, Chinese, just because of the sheer population of like China and some other Eastern Asian countries.
Who doesn't know Eastern English now, bitch?
Hey, I know the English better than you do. Because I am the expert, because I said so. But when it comes to like Chinese is the most spoken language, Spanish is definitely in the top 3. I think that might be the second.
Spanish is most the second language. Most spoken. Well, I mean,
second, yeah.
It's complicated because that's like native speakers only. That's what we're talking about.
But there's a lot of, I think Spanish, if for people in other countries like the U.S. or beyond, that are looking to learn other languages, Spanish is probably the most popular one to try and learn.
I mean, I think the States is now like the 3rd or 2nd largest Spanish-speaking country.
I mean, ironically enough, I've asked people here, like in my area or even other states I've been to, like, what do you think English is the most spoken language? They're like, oh, absolutely, yeah, everyone around the world knows English. And I looked it up and I'm like, English isn't even in the top 10 most spoken languages when I had looked before.
It's number 3.
It is now, but when I looked it up years ago for that, English hadn't even cracked the top 10 at that point.
When was that? Like the 1500s?
The 1500s. Yes, I am immortal after all. I know I look older. I know I'm bald and I look like I'm ancient and wise, but I'm not that old, buddy. Okay? But no, this was probably close to 5 to 7 years ago, something like that. Maybe 8. It's been a while. But I remember looking up back then, and I was kind of surprised about the difference in like language cultures, because that's when I was getting more into researching like history and whatnot. And I found it kind of interesting because the only language I was really aware of at that time, like say middle school or early high school, was English, obviously. So that's what you speak. But then I find the history of it very fascinating, because I'm a historian. I'm a big historical guy. So when we're talking about like all these language aspects, I find that very interesting.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think English is probably the most spoken language, but it'd be kind of hard to doing that survey just because, like, of course, there are proficiency tests in other countries like mine for English, but you know, for example, I don't have it, and I can clearly speak English, so I'm not certified in English, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, now, yeah, that's accurate.
So, like, how do you, like, you could count the amount of people that are certified in a second language, but then again, how would you, like, that's not all the speaking population. And there's languages that don't have a proficiency test. So
I don't need to take any of this proficiency tests because I know every language out there, and I'm an expert in every one of them. Don't test me on it or ask me to say anything in them. I don't want to show Emilio up here. I mean, he knows a few languages, which is cool, but since I know all of them, I don't want to brag. You know, you have to remain humble in this business,
and that's why everybody loves him. And,
exactly.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool for your week, Ryan. I mean, we've talked for 30 minutes now, so.
Was it? We talked about my week, and we covered in-depth topics about Japan, languages, and culture.
But if you want to bring about change, you should donate to our coffee, because if we get 100 subscribers, I will buy a camera to improve the quality of the show, which I will probably forget to turn on. But
I was going to say we'll buy the country of Japan, and we'll just start doing all of our episodes there.
No, I would not like to live in Japan. Japan, great place to visit.
No, I didn't say we had to live there. We just sell the country.
We would just fly in and out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just sell it for $101, make $1 off of it. Obviously, it's capital gains. And then we can reinvest that into the new camera afterwards.
Oh, hell yeah.
We can make episodes out of that, too. Think about it. We're making content and money at the same time.
And if you want to stay updated on, I guess, Japan trip updates, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at TOPP.pod. That's at top.pod.
Yes. And thank you guys for once again checking out this epic episode with awesome topics. And of course, keep an eye out for another update show from me, which means we might need a new intro for the Japan trip updates. Since we already have our house update, but just slap Japan on top of it. But yes, guys, thank you very much for checking out this week's episode of the Terminally Online Pen Pals podcast. Take care of yourselves out there.
Yes, sir.